Hello everyone, Xiao here, and today we're talking about my SNES collection, which in my opinion is boring, but we'll get to it. So this is my SNES console and one of the controllers I own for it, and unlike the NES, I do have an OEM controller. However, this one I did have to replace the button pads on the face buttons, so it's no longer really OEM, and so it's just kind of, yeah. The start and select have also been replaced. So again, while it was OEM at one point, it is no longer. It was kind of unfortunate. And to be honest, I don't even use this one, so I probably should have just left it unmodified. But whatever. This is an original SNES model, though. It's definitely not the earliest ones, but it is not a one-chip console from what I could tell, or it doesn't have the serial number on the bottom to possibly be a one-chip console. So if I'm not mistaken, this is a pretty standard early SNES model. Other than that, there isn't really much to say about the console or the controller, so let's get to the other accessories I use for them, which are boring. So when I said the SNES collection is kind of boring, I quite literally mean it is pretty boring. I don't really own many games for it, as you will soon see. But as for the cabling and other accessories, I use a similar controller to the SNES or the NES one I own, which is a Hyperkin controller. It does have some weird diagonal issues, where if I do this and rock it back and forth, it will put diagonals in. But overall, it works fine. 10-foot cable, which again is pretty nice. I mainly use this controller just because the other one is kind of faulty. Which is why I kind of regret changing the button pads on the original one, just because I mostly use that one for display, but it is kind of is what it is. Standard video cables. I do use a third party as well, S-video cable. However, I usually keep the OEM Nintendo ones in the bag with the other accessories on my shelf, just 'cause that's how I like it. And then a standard OEM AC adapter. Now, outside of that, I do have this flash cart, which, if you can tell the sticker, I did kind of pull it off. I'm not really a big fan of my flash carts having stickers, to be honest. I guess I should have said that in the NES one as well, but beyond that, it's just a standard flash cart. Very basic one, though. It does not support any FX chips, SA1 chips, or anything like that. It purely supports the chipless ROMs, so like Super Mario World works, some of the Mega Mans work. I don't really play anything other than Super Mario with this right now. I think I've tried one of the, I don't know what it was, but it was, I have a Link to the Past I've tried on this or whatever. I haven't played through it too much yet, but I don't really play anything on my SNES other than Mario World. It is kind of just a Mario World machine right now, which is why I should just buy a Mario World cartridge, and I've been meaning to, and I just haven't yet, and so I just kind of keep on using this until I actually, buy Super Mario World cartridge. And the only reason I don't buy Super Mario World cartridge is because I am planning on buying multiple at once. I don't really just want to buy just one game at one time, and so I'm personally debating between a Mario World cartridge with a Kirby game or something. The issue is if I do go for the Kirby games, I'm going to have to get the Super Famicom versions, Japanese, just because the American ones are just that expensive. And so I'm thinking of getting also Super Mario World in Japanese, just because it is that much cheaper. And I'd probably want to look for a bundle for it. I just haven't done that because I don't really want to spend, I think it was like $60 for the two Kirby games I want and Mario World right now. So I just kind of held off on that and just used this for Super Mario World. Plus, I've already made it kind of far in the Super Mario World in this one, and I don't want to have to replay it all the way right now. So I just can continue on this. But let's get to the actual games I own for the SNES. So one thing you might notice from the SNES, N64, GameCube, are the games I own for it aren't really games I would actually play. Rather, they're games that came in bundles or lots. Because, like the NES, though, the NES I did purchase a few of those games. However, the SNES, N64, I did not. The N64, while it will be discussed in its own video, I've only really bought one thing for the N64, which is just the N64 lot I bought, which is a Japanese lot. So I do have a few Japanese games, and I do plan to modify the N64 to play American games. where you kind of take out the little cartridge fingers or whatever. And I guess I should have said this before, my SNES is currently unmodified at all. However, I do plan to shell modify it so we can play Super Famicom games. However, that is kind of another thing, you know, for later to talk about. But basically, for the games I do own for the SNES, I do have this game called D-Force, which all of this was bought in one lot with my SNES. So none of these I really chose to own, but yeah. So D-Force is some shmup I have. All of these are in pretty rough condition, but you know, it is what it is. I have some Beethoven game, which I think is a platformer. Again, just like the NES video, there will be clips of these gameplay. I don't really know much about this Beethoven game, other than that I'm pretty sure all of these games work, last I checked. Other than that, the one game that is in decent enough condition, apparently, is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is kind of funny to me. Probably because no one really wanted to play this, if I had to guess. And another thing that is interesting to me, if I can find, there was this one. The SNES actually has two kind of cartridges where it kind of slides up like this, or has this like lock, which this game you can't pull out when it's powered on because the power on kind of locks it in there. With this one, I think you can accidentally pull it out without powering off the system. I don't know which one is the earlier one, but I don't know, it's just something I noticed or whatever, and then also saw a video on later. I do have Miss Pac-Man. This is the only actual SNES game in this lot that I actually occasionally play, just because Pac-Man is timeless, you know, you can just play it whenever. Paperboy 2. I don't know what this is. I think I saw a Paperboy game in the arcade one time. I have never played this one, so yeah, but I have it. I have this Tiny Toons Bust Loose. It is very yellow on one half, which is really weird. I mean, this is normal, but like if you look at this one, not all of it has been yellowed, which is kind of weird to me. I don't really know what happened there, but I do have it. And then this game does not work from what I can tell. I cannot get my SNES to read it. This is just the ID label I have on some of them. This I can't get to work though. Probably because it's, you know, busted. I don't know. But I do still keep it just because why not. So this probably won't have gameplay when I'm editing just because I can't get it to read. But that is about it for my SNES game collection. It is quite lackluster, to be honest, and I don't really have any games that I would genuinely play in this collection, but I am still happy to own these games and have them on a shelf until I do actually acquire games that I would actually play. I hope you like this video, and I definitely suggest you look at my NES collection video. There are some actual games I do play in that one, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.